Hi, everybody. So I wanted to send a quick video. This is a lot more detailed and helpful than typing out some comments that I have. This looks really great. You've done a nice job here. There's just a few technical things that I wanted to point out that I think could be fixed. I really like that you included what other names could be used for vaping. I do think that this could be maybe a little bit bigger or more pronounced somehow. It just looks like a paragraph, and there's a couple of things in here that are separated, and I think they are that are together that I think they should be separated. So to see if you can rework that a little bit, but I would like there to be maybe just the separation of those two topics, or more identifiable things instead of sentences, maybe just use bullet points. One thing I noticed is you don't have to use my terminology for what is required as far as prevalence in young adults and who is affected. You can highlight and term those areas something else in an effort to make it a little bit more appealing and less researchy. So your topic is vape prevention in college students, and I've seen a little bit of a shift here in your conversation, and so I want to point that out for you. So again, college students, this is really great. Most students begin vaping, and I think it would be important to focus on college students. So somewhere along the way here, because this is your target audience, you should have the word college so that the people that are reading this know who this is targeted toward. I do like who is affected, but again, I think you could come up with a better heading of maybe statistics or demographics, something like that. As I scroll down, I see that you have tobacco use in students, but the stats that you have over here on the right-hand side aren't really making much sense to me. So 20% estimated percent of high school students who vape. So there's a little typo here. There's a space between the parentheses and the word. And then you say, this is 4 times the number of students who smoke cigarettes in gray. So if that's 4 times, shouldn't that be the larger part? I guess I was confused by that. And if I'm confused, somebody else will likely be confused as well. So perhaps maybe you could come up with a pie chart or a better graphic, or even use arrows to make this a little bit more intuitive. The other thing I'm noticing is you are not referencing throughout. So where is this information coming from? I know that you have your statistics on the bottom, or excuse me, your references, but you need to connect those references. So is this section, let's say this is demographics, is this number 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever reference that is? And you should be referencing appropriately as you would in a research paper. So maybe a superscript number here at the top or in parentheses so that we know where this reference or this information generated from. I love this, the side effects of vaping, the prevention and management. So again, I think you can come up with a better, more cool term than prevention and management. But this is where your conversation turns a little bit different. So have conversations about peer pressure and set a good example for yourself. That's great for college students. But you also say, and I'm trying to find under counseling, give kids the space to talk about what drove them to vape in the first place. So who, again, are you targeting? And it doesn't seem to be the college students. So you really need to look at your tense and your context for your intended audience. So make sure that you're doing that throughout this section over here on the right-hand side. You don't have to necessarily, again, use the word treatment. You could say something else that would be more appropriate in that area. I don't know that including, because we're kind of going to extremes here with lung inflammation and supplemental oxygen, and it's almost like we've jumped the shark here a little bit and we've gone 10 steps ahead. So I don't know that this is the most appropriate thing to be including, even though I understand why you did it, because I was requesting something for treatment. But I want you to consider something like you have counseling over here on the right-hand side. That is a potential for treatment. You could have the 1-800-NO-BUTS hotline. You could have the California Smokers Hotline. Even though this is vape, it's still the same thing basically. So look at resources that are available for individuals who do vape. Again, I like your citations. You do need to number them and correlate them with the information throughout your document. And don't make the numbers giant, just have them as a subscript or a superscript so that we know exactly where to find that information. And I do love that you put the not so fun facts. I think that was a really great component. But I think that you're missing some things here with regard to, the marketing of vapes and how they're marketed as supposed to be healthier. They are flavors. And so you mention it, but I think it needs maybe a little bit more. So the context is not as blatant as I think it could be. So there's my comments. I'm going to give you guys until Friday at 11:59 p.m. So please make your revisions and resubmit to Cougar Courses. And of course, if you have any questions, please let me know. So have fun and happy fixing. Bye, everybody.